What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. My name is Jordan, and thank you so much for joining us, whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on Apple Music. If you get a chance, we would greatly appreciate a review down at the bottom. If you could subscribe, so that way you get these episodes sent straight to you as soon as I post them and you get notified. That would mean so much to us because we put a lot of time into these podcast episodes. We want to serve you, and to be able to serve you, we want to know that it's meaningful, but we also want to know how we can serve you better. So if you can give us a comment, give us a review, those kinds of things, it means a whole lot to us. But jumping into today, this is probably the number one asset as a solo entrepreneur and getting into the business as a sole proprietor, meaning you're the only one in your business. There's nobody else. It's solely on you. This is probably the number one asset that you need to be doing and you need to be taking care of as soon as you start your business. And the thing I'm talking about is you. If you're a sole proprietor, you are the number one priority in your business. And let me explain. So let me go a little bit deeper. So if you're a sole proprietor and you're in the service industry offering permanent makeup, or maybe you're a hairstylist or a massage therapist or something like that, and you're the only one, meaning you are answering all the inquiries, you're booking the appointments, you're giving the service, you're following up with clients afterwards, making sure that they're taken care of, then you're your greatest asset. And the reason being is because you're the reason why you make money. You're the reason why there's a business. So in doing so, or in thinking that way, that you're the number one asset, you have to take care of yourself. And I think this is a huge thing that solo entrepreneurs do not think of. They totally disregard, and they think that, oh, if I just get a few less hours of sleep tonight because I was up working late, it's not a big deal. Or if I don't stay hydrated, or I don't eat the proper diet, or those kinds of things, that it's not going to affect me. And the problem is that it 100% is going to affect you. Because if you are your business, if you're sick, if you're exhausted, if you're not in the right mental state, if you're not energized, then your business is not running at full capacity. Okay? So a few things here just that I've learned over the years, and how you need to take care of yourself so that way you can be running at max capacity. And some of these things, you guys are going to think, and you're going to be like, this isn't ground breaking, this isn't earth shattering, but it's going to maybe help you reset and refocus on these things. Okay. So the first thing that I think as a solo entrepreneur you need to focus on is sleep. It's so simple, but yet it's very important. So if you're getting somewhere between like at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night, that's going to be best. I know I operate personally at best when I'm at like 7.5 hours. Lindsay needs a little bit more time. She needs like at least 8 for her to be like functioning. If she gets 9, she's like a rock star. So make sure that you're getting sleep. Things that you can do to help you get to sleep. So I typically, we have like a quiet kind of wind down time. So kids go to bed at like 8 o'clock. From 8 to 9, we kind of have like our time. And then from like 9 to 10, we kind of just like wind down. So some people have said like, hey, no screen time in that time. Other people have said, like sound machine, put your fan on, get a cool room, get a hot room, make sure your blanket, all that kind of whatever gets you like ready for bed. Just make sure that you're doing that, so that way you can get adequate amount of sleep. So I think that's where it starts, is sleep. If you're going to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, the number one thing that you need to be doing is sleeping. Second thing is nutrition. Okay. As an entrepreneur, it is very important that you are eating good quality food, and that you're eating fruits, vegetables, that you're getting everything. It also is important that you maybe have like a supplement. I know we have a supplement from Zervita. It is called Zeal. It is a multi-level marketing company. I hate that it's a multi-level marketing company, but we absolutely love the product. If you're interested in that, just let us know. But essentially gives you like a little bit of natural caffeine kick boost, but then it has all the supplements that you need in your daily, essentially like intake. So that helps me focus. It helps me know that, okay, I'm getting the right nutrition. And then I try to also eat and get from essentially like whole foods from my plants, my veggies, my fruit, making sure that I have good high amount of protein, and then some carbs help as well. I'm a big carb guy. So first thing being sleep, second thing being nutrition, third thing being, honestly, this is probably one that a lot of entrepreneurs don't give themselves starting off, especially solo entrepreneurs, is time away. And you have to give yourself time away from the business, time away from constantly working on it. Because if you are constantly in it and constantly trying to think of something else or think of the next new thing or bring on a new service or whatever the case may be, your brain doesn't get to that creative state. You're constantly in the weeds and you're constantly just struggling with the day in and day out of stuff. So what I have found, what helps me, is by being able to take some time off. And whether that means, in short term, maybe just it's like a 30 or 45-minute break in the middle of the day where I'll just put work down and I'll go be with the kids and I'll go swim with the kids, or we'll do a game, or we'll play a card game or whatever, or I'll run an errand or different things like that just shift my mind from what I'm currently working on with work and then coming back to it. Sometimes that helps me solve problems that I couldn't figure out a solution to when I was just constantly like trying to figure it out. Okay, so that'd be like short term, take a break. Long term, we love vacations. Me and Lindsay, we totally work to live. We do not live to work. Okay, so in doing that, we 100% have Bowerman Artistry because we love to vacation with our kids. We love to try new places. We love to go to Florida. We love to travel and see different things and experience different things. And our business gives us the opportunity to be able to do that. It's not the other way around. Okay? I'm not working at our business so that way that I can have vacation. I take vacations because of our business. And that alone right there gives us freedom, and it just helps my mind. It helps your state of mind so much when you can take a break and you can step and walk away. Okay? Which leads me into essentially the final thing, which is the fourth thing. And this is kind of where being fully transparent and honest is like where we're trying to grow into, and we're trying to get into this space is more of, okay, hey, we're the business, right? So as a solo entrepreneur, or even in our case, like me and Lindsay, we're like a partnership. So if we're not working on clients, potentially you're not making any money, right? So how can you get away from being that solo entrepreneur and having to work on clients to make money? Because if you take a vacation, like I just talked about, you go away for a week, you're losing revenue because you're gone, right? And yeah, there's an element of that it's very healthy to get away, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, how can you still be making money but not be at the business at the same time, okay? And that's to hire a team. So being able to hire somebody else to be able to do services while you take vacation and you're still making money, that's one way to be able to replace your revenue and to be able to help your mindset and your brain and your health long term to be able to be more successful as a solo entrepreneur, okay? Another option would be to sell things online, whether that's products, whether that's courses, whether that's memberships, different things that your clientele can purchase and give you money without you actually having to physically be there to exchange what they're purchasing right then and there. Okay. So those two things are huge, but being able to take care of yourself in the long run is going to allow your business to be so much more successful. It's going to make you love your business so much more, and you're going to want to actually continue to go on. You're not going to get stuck in those ruts so often when you're taking breaks. You're not going to feel exhausted from the day-to-day grind of having to grow your business when you're getting good sleep. Your body's going to feel amazing when you're eating the right nutrition. And then another thing I'm thinking of as I'm just talking here that I didn't touch on, but it's also working out. Okay. So working out is a huge piece to also having the right mindset in business. And let me explain. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I can't remember what podcast it was, but the guy was basically on there talking, and he wasn't saying, he was talking about working out. He was talking about being an entrepreneur. And he said, I don't work out because I want the most amazing body, right? So many people think like, oh, you work out because you're trying to get in shape, or you're trying to get the 6-pack abs, or you're trying to, have larger biceps and stuff like that. This guy was saying like, hey, I don't work out because I want those things. He said, I work out strictly for mindset. So he's like, basically framed it around, if I have the mindset that my workout was extremely hard and I pushed through it anyways because it was a hard workout, when I get to business and I have to push through things, it's the same exact mindset. Hey, this is difficult right now, but I'm going to push through it. Right? So he said like, hey, like this last set, that was hard, but I got through it. Hey, talking to this difficult client, this is going to be tough, but I'll get through it. Hey, trying to get more leads in the door, this is tough, but I'm going to get through it. Okay. So for all you people that are like, I don't want to work out, I don't want to do that, try and maybe think of it as a mindset and less of, oh, hey, I'm trying to lose 25 pounds, or hey, I'm trying to get the 6-pack abs, or whatever the case may be. Try and think of it as a mindset that I'm going to push through this hard workout so that way I have that same mindset transfer over into my business. Okay. That's all I got for you guys today. It's been a whirlwind with everything going on, but it's always a whirlwind, right? In the entrepreneurial journey. So hopefully some of this has inspired you guys today. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to give us a good rating and like and subscribe our podcast down below. Until next time, we'll see you guys.